Oh, you're being ridiculous. He's a professional football player.
No, look, I'm not talking about killing the guy. I'm just talking about going up there with a group of dudes and intimidate him. Maybe break his arm.
You can't break Tom Brady's arm.
Oh, yes, I can. No more Super Bowls for that pretty boy.
Listen.
Robert better not get in my face, because I'll drop that mother.
What did you say? What the f*** did you just say?
Bomberowski to the near side.
What are you, a fucking lunatic?
You and your mom are hillbillies. This is a house of learned doctors.
I respect him as a coach, but I'll be damned if I allow someone to,
But I'm gonna kick you repeatedly in the balls.
You got long balls, man. Long balls. You got long-ass balls.
You can't pick
What should I not? You know exactly what you've done, sir.
It's bullshit. I'll say it again. It's bullshit.
Nah, I'm just pissed off.
Let me tell you something with absolute honesty and concern for your well-being. Tom Brady would kick your ass.
You know, I was rude and inappropriate, and I just want to say I apologize.
I'm sorry that anybody could be offended by something that we were just having fun with, and I enjoyed it, and we're going to continue to do it.
And welcome. I am Duke Thompson with the Ricky Williams Trilogy. I am one host short tonight, so it's not really a trilogy. It's just an acute angle. But I am here with my Cal Ripken, Iron Horse, the man, the myth, the legend, John B. Eazy Durnell.
Hello. I am here. We are down the moose. Actually, while you were saying, the Cal Ripken always being here, I got to think about how I'm going to be here while I'm on the road, but I'll figure that out. I mean, I'll have a computer.
But you will be, man. That's the beauty of technology,
Hey, I'll find a way. We might have to schedule things at weird times, but we'll make it happen.
Cal Ripken made it happen. He didn't go out there and complain.
I mean, I don't know, dude. He shouldn't have been out there for some of those days, from what I understand.
Hey, but you know what? They still went out there and got the record.
Yeah, but the Orioles were trash. I think the Orioles were kind of went downhill because he was there, because they had to give him the days. And so they're like, all right, well, we'll let you get the award. But, at least a year and a half, he was just,
Hey,
he was old. He was not fielding anything that was being smoked to third. He was literally letting that shit just go right by.
Just kill the myth, man. Just kill the myth. Thanks.
I mean, it was a record to break, and he was someone who could do it. But I mean, it's not even going to be close to touched anymore because there's just no point in that.
Well,
the numbers say that's wrong.
Speaking of keeping it consistent, like my Titans.
No, man, we're supposed to be like.
Hey, no, man, I'm just saying. Listen,
we're supposed to just go. No,
listen,
we're
man.
not going to the baseball stuff.
I am, man. Just like my Atlanta Braves, dude. Yeah, you didn't let me finish. Just like my Titans, my Atlanta Braves do it again.
Oh.
The game that they're supposed to win against the Cardinals. They don't even keep it close, do they, John? I mean, it's just like my 1990s Braves all over again as a child, sitting there.
Well, they got beat in the World Series. That's different.
They got beat so many times, dude. It's just like every year.
That was different. It was at least in the World Series. At least they got that far and then got destroyed.
We were the Buffalo Bills, and they're still.
No, they got
Buffalo
one.
Bills.
The Bills didn't get any.
Oh, that's true.
The Braves did get one. So
but I still feel, for as many times as we went there, I still feel like we should have at least got two.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I think they have the longest streak for winning a division in at least recent history.
History, man.
Because they did it for so many years and then, only cashed in once. But either way, dude, they are not going to probably cash in tonight. The score is not done, but right now they are losing in the 8th inning 13-1. Now, it's not over. Miracles have happened before. You might know as a Titans fan that miracles can happen in the postseason. But this is going to be a hell of a miracle if they catch up on a 12-run lead.
They only wasted a miracle with that one World Series win against the Cleveland Indians.
Oh, good Lord. That'll do. All right. Well, if that's the only one they get.
That's my life. That's a lifetime one, man.
They're not getting another one today. They need to stop having, I guess, that Braves chant that's offending people.
Like really? People still talk about that? It's still
only because when they're in the postseason, they're enough to talk about, and everyone's like, I don't know if that chanting is okay. It seems inappropriate and racially insensitive. And I'm like, it's something they've been doing for so damn long now.
Yeah. The Seminoles
at least they're not called the, inward faces of, Native Americans. I mean, that's literally the name of a team. and they continue to be a trashy team, but we'll talk about that later. But the other game in the NLDS, excuse me, we haven't even gotten to the CS yet. We don't know who's going there, but we're pretty sure the Cardinals will be one of the teams. But the other side is going to be the Nationals and the Dodgers. Dodgers have a young guy in Walker Buehler on the mound going against Strasburg, who everyone believes is going to be the Cy Young Award winner. So the Dodgers have an uphill battle. On the other side, there will be a Game 5 for the freaking Astros. No one thought that was going to happen. They thought they were just going to run through Tampa Bay, but Tampa Bay has pulled off 2.
It's postseason baseball. Is what it's all about. Just make it to the postseason, baby.
Well, they're bringing the noise. I think the lowest salary in baseball right now is keeping up with the Houston Astros and might even see the Yankees, which will probably be like the most expensive roster. Well, maybe the Dodgers might have the expensive. One of those two. It's either Dodgers or Yankees.
I feel it's the Yankees just because
they probably
it always is the Yankees.
I mean, it's up there. If it isn't the most, it's up there against the shortest, smallest salary, if you will, in the Tampa Bay Rays. So that'll be interesting. But again, there's one more game to find that out. They still have to get through one of their great pitchers, of Cole. I believe that's going to be who's on the mound. So we'll see. They still got to do it in Houston.
It's a tough game, man. I don't know. I don't believe in the Dodgers to actually get to the World Series and shit. Like to me, they always iffy.
Dude, I've been spouting that out all week long. I mean, I told you, I was telling people exactly what the Nationals were planning on doing against the Dodgers. And if I know what they're doing against us, then
they should know.
They should know what they're going to be doing against them and do something to defend it, but they just don't, And then they keep trotting out A.J. Pollock, who they think is going to hit the ball. The man is 0 for 12 in the series with 10 strikeouts. You might as well sit him on the bench, okay? Give me his contract of like $12, $13 million a year to go strike out every time. Shit, that's a good paycheck to keep striking out looking. I mean, he's striking out looking foolish out there, Duke. Foolish. Not like, a major league ball player striking out like, oh, man, he almost got a hold of that one, but it was just a little too quick. He's reaching for stuff like well out of the zone and not hitting it. It's just like, okay, you have no business at the plate. You're done. The lights are too bright for you. You need to go sit down for the rest of the postseason. But they'll never do that because they're giving him too much money. But either way, the Yankees have already punched their way through, which no one's surprised at because, the Yankees are the Yankees.
It's like the Patriots. They push their way through. It's done. Who cares? Move on.
Well, they haven't won a World Series in this decade yet, and that's the first decade since the World Series has began that they haven't had.
Which makes me happy, dude. Which makes me happy.
I'm happy too. They might make it through one full decade without one.
So we don't have it, so we can hold that over Yankees fans. That's right. You know that decade.
Yeah, you remember the 2010s? You sucked.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, get it. You could do crap within those 10 years, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wish it was 2009 again.
You take those 27 championships and, cry on them a little bit because that's just whatever. I'll take my Atlanta Braves one and hold it tightly and cry at night with it.
Wow. Well, there might be some people crying here soon, to be honest with you, Duke. There might be less money coming into the NBA.
Oh, dude, because it's about the money, man.
It is about the money. Recently, in case you have not heard out there in our podcast world, the NBA is under heavy fire from China.
Oh, it's a big deal, dude. We're the only ones talking about that.
What do you mean it's a big deal? I said under heavy fire.
ESPN ain't talking about it. No, but only brave people like us, man.
Okay, everybody's talking about it. Stephen A. Smith was going crazy about it today, chomping at the bit. Couldn't wait to talk about it. He was like, you should just take them out of China. I mean, what are they there for? What are they there? You know how he gets with his little voice. So anyway.
Yes, as a little voice.
But
his character, yes.
Yeah, he is definitely a character of a man. He is not a human being. But either way, dude, China is upset with us because of one thing that a general manager said. Basically, he was siding with the protesters in Hong Kong because things are crazy in China. Apparently, the Chinese government are harvesting organs.
18 weeks, man. This
What?
has been going on, like dividing. 18
Well, no.
weeks.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, again, there's been harvesting of organs. There's been, I mean, allegedly, but it's pretty obvious you can just get an organ for cheap there. There's also these face recognition things that people are wearing masks for. Because I guess if people are running from China into Hong Kong, the face recognition thing could be like, you're supposed to be back in China and take their ass right back. There's all kinds of nonsense that's apparently going on right now. And, you know, all the dude was saying was like, yo, man, it's kind of cool living in America, you know, where people are allowed to be free and shit. And then now China's like, how dare you badmouth us by saying that your country is cool for being free. We hate the NBA and everybody involved in it. So now they like want this man's head. Like they like, this is like some old school crap where it's like our name has been besmirched and we will not stop our tyranny until you give us your firstborn. I mean, it's crazy, dude. Like, I don't know. I know what they want. I mean, they want this man fired for what he tweeted. But you know what? He doesn't deserve to be fired because all he tweeted was, you know, people should have rights.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Here's my thing, right? Like, it kills me to death because how much crap does the NBA do about this whole woke thing? You know? And all I'm saying is, it's cool. You want to pretend that you're woke and everything.
That's not what this is about.
No.
This has nothing to do.
No, I'm not saying about that. I'm just saying, no, this is just funny because it shows exactly who they are. They, like, I want to be like this whole thing, man, of being like, we're the woke people. We're ahead of the generation, you know. We're tuned with what's going on in this country politically, right? But then when it comes to your wallet, when China owns the shoe companies, owns making of jerseys, and you have how many people?
Well, yeah, dude.
Your sport,
I mean, you're literally listing the reasons why they have to do this.
But
I mean,
then, yeah, you don't have no balls. But then you just be totally quiet about it.
Well, I mean, you would do the same thing.
I just love it because it just shows who you are, dude. No, because it's like y'all.
You're telling me you would do the same thing?
Hey,
go through all your belongings, anything made in China, throw it out right now.
And that's the sad thing, dude, is that we were talking about this earlier. Somebody I know, like, you couldn't do it. You would have to like actually make your own cotton, put that in yarn, and make your own clothes to really be truly free of anything in China. Like, it's amazing how much they own us, man. And
yeah. Well, they not only have they owned the companies there and manufactured stuff to bring here, but they are now owning our stuff here, dude. Like, they're buying out all our things. Why? Because they still have slavery legal.
Yes,
I mean, like, they call it child labor and they pay these children pennies on the dollar.
Just be honest about it, NBA. Like, just say that this is going to affect our business, so we can't say anything politically. But yeah, it's like you comment on everything else when you know your shoes. Nike runs your sport. I mean, like, how many billions of dollars? Like, you guys are in bed with them. You build these basketball courts trying to expand the game and everything because it's one of the fastest growing sports over there. And it's just like all this other crap you like. And I love it because Steve Kerr's quiet, LeBron's quiet. And then because they get upset about owning and stuff.
Well, why would you say something?
It's hilarious, dude. It's just
why would you say something if you know that's going to take money right out of your hand? Not only that, dude, it might completely cripple whatever income is coming in for your sport at all.
That shows them how scared they are, dude.
Dude, that's with anything. If the NFL said some mess about China, we'd have to deal with some stuff. I mean, probably not because they don't have the same.
Is not, yeah, exactly.
It's not the same. But I mean, you know what I'm generally saying, dude. If there was any other sport talking mess about China and China was like, how dare you? I mean, there'd be an issue. The only issue with this is that the NBA actually has gone into China, and there's a very big part of their culture is
like
the NBA.
6 million people have taken up the sport, and it was a great sport, yeah.
But it's not the only thing that the Chinese have control over, man. They censor movies that we make here in America.
Oh, yeah, all the time, dude. Yeah.
I mean, so, like, that's not the only thing. China owns a
don't
lot of
get
them.
just NBA. Just don't get on your high horse, LeBron. Don't get on James Harden. Don't get on your high horse about his shit. Okay, that's
I
all
just
I'm
don't
saying.
understand why you're
Just
upset
be
with
honest.
them.
I'm not honest. I just think it's funny because it shows who they truly are, dude.
But
When
that
the brass
you would have
tacks
to
come,
live that
dude.
same way. If you were playing golf, all right, and golf somehow was huge in China, and somebody in the big time of golf said something, and you just happen to be on the PGA Tour, they're going to ask you questions too. You're not going to say something stupid to mess up your money when you're looking at, all the bills and payments that you got coming in. Because you know what? Those payments don't stop because your money stops.
Hey, but also, those two I look like who I'm doing business with too, man. That's all.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
If you signed a Nike contract,
well,
don't
dude,
act,
I
don't
wouldn't
act
go
like
Nike,
you
man. I wouldn't go Nike. Nike's
Whatever.
they quit their golf division after Tiger left. So they
all
don't
right,
make
dude.
golf over.
Since you would have been playing probably in an era in which Tiger Woods was around, you might have signed with Nike. Okay, I don't know why you're being a piece of shit about this. Either way,
I just say, man, I know my golf.
Say no to that money.
I would just be timeless, dude.
Okay, I don't believe.
But I think they still got connections with China. So, like I'm saying, I'm just
pretty
saying
sure
though, dude.
Most companies.
Look, I don't want to hear about this shit no more when something comes up when I know like they want to say something about us, but they ain't gonna say nothing about that. That's all I'm saying. It's like just say it and be done with it, but don't act like you're superior because you're gonna be this woke league and shit. So boo you, NBA.
I mean, yes,
you showed your true colors, man. That's all.
Yes, that does put a halt on how woke they are. But again, you can only be so woke when your pocketbook is
until that money affects you, and that's the question. Right. Because, like Ted DiBiase said, every man has his price.
Right, that's true. Now, what's the price before we ask for the head of the Titans coach? That's what I'm asking for right now.
Nah, dude. I ain't worried about that, man. I support my
Don't give me that noise. We're gonna get right into it, my friend, because
I support my Hong Kong people.
Has found themselves in the losing column yet again this season. They're sitting at 2-3, also the worst in their division. To last I checked, still a division that's pretty much wide open, with anybody has a chance to get to the top, and yet they still try to find their way from the bottom to the top, trying to go the hardest way possible.
Oh yeah.
Now
let's shoot ourselves in the foot. Yes, go on.
Now, recently, you guys lost a tough one to the Buffalo Bills at home. Now, I will admit I watched the game. There were some suspect calls. Early holding penalty. That was it was holding, but it was out of the way.
But I want to address that. You know, like you told me, you got to be a big boy.
There's more.
Be a big boy to say, hey, we can't blame it on the refs, you know? So
that's true. There was also a face masking call on a third down where Marcus was sacked, basically by the face mask, and yet nothing was called on that. Now,
but Tom Brady looked at him.
Yeah. Now, you touch Tom Brady anywhere close to the shoulder region, and they're ready to throw the face mask penalty. But Marcus got literally basically ripped down by his face. Now,
it happens.
Again, there are other things that happen throughout the game in which I was like, it sucks being at home and not getting anything going your way. But still, at the same time, they were in the game. They just never looked like they were in the game, if that really makes any sense. I mean, it's not like it was really that bad. They lost 14-7. They had a chance to win it if they kicked and made some field goals.
I'll give the kick of the 50-yarder because that's hard, okay?
No, that's rough.
But that's rough, okay? Because that's
it had rained earlier. The ground was soft.
So rough, yeah.
That there could have been a gust of wind.
I'll give you that, dude. That's an honest mistake, man. Even Vinatieri missed a 50, okay? Outside conditions.
Right.
But 3, and then one was blocked. It's like the other 2 is at the 35. It's like, oh, man, that familiar pain.
Which would have possibly given you a narrow victory, or maybe at least got you close enough.
It would have been 19-17, and then
if he had made the 3 that we are talking about that were more possible.
We had 2 touchdowns called back from penalties. This hurt too.
Yeah,
one touchdown was called not because when Marcus dove for it, apparently I didn't know the rules. I mean, I guess that's why they got those officials to come in now, CBS, to explain the rules. But when he was diving, his knee hit the ground, but I thought as long as you're stretching out, it doesn't really matter. if your knee hits the ground first, but then he got touched. I don't know. I just remember like the old
Was he
days
touched
when
before his knee hit the ground?
no, not before. So I don't know, like really with the knee things and shit.
I mean, is that a new rule for quarterbacks?
Well, you remember the
sliding?
yeah, you remember the play when he was diving for the
Right.
pylon?
Yeah. But like with that one, he wasn't touched, was he? So if that's the case, then I guess it's a rule to protect quarterbacks. Is that
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I've seen other quarterbacks do that same play and got
Right.
the TD, and it, but like for some reason we're gonna like review this and say no.
Yeah, I'll look at it again. I think I
mean,
was like groggy at the time when I was watching that part, and I was thinking like that he had been touched. And then I was like, well, yeah, he was touched, but maybe he wasn't. I thought he was touched beforehand, and then when he was going for it, because if you're touched at any point in time beforehand by a defender, they
something
kind
like
of like
giving
carry
yourself up, something like that. That's what they called it. I don't know.
Yeah.
That.
Oh, that's okay. Maybe that. Oh, okay. I think that's what you're saying. It was I think it's a quarterback rule, but I don't know. It does seem suspect.
It's like, do you
because
remember,
it's like to like referees' discretion, I guess, what you're trying to do.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, the very first play of the game, I felt like it was like, you know, Walker hit that 22-yard pass, and then they call the one for holding his first play back, just straight up. Like I feel like
he
the
also,
NFL,
I think he had a holding, and then didn't he have like a false start right after it? I mean, like he just
something
kind
like
of
that. I felt like they're just extra watching him extra hard. So
I think
I
think he was being watched due to the fact that he did get popped for PEDs, but I think it's a little strange in the fact that they were like, I mean, that first one was really like well after the play. I mean, Marcus had already thrown it. The guy kind of like acted that he was being like held, and I mean, he kind of was, but I mean, like he really wasn't, and so it was one of those where it's just like, I mean, in the rule book, yeah, but I mean, at this point, like he wasn't close to Marcus, he wasn't making a play. I mean, he had him well sealed off, like well outside. Like,
and LeJuan has been vocal in the past with the officials about shit. So, and it just felt
you shouldn't get hit for past,
Hey, well, I know, but that's the way the NFL works, man.
Yeah, then fuck that noise.
The Santos thing killed me the most. I felt like we should have been going for it after he missed that third one. It should have been 4-down territory every time.
You know what, dude? That's why I'm like,
out.
when are they going to get your coach's head? Because, like, that's something you got to make a change on. If your guy ain't making them, why do you think he's now going to start making them? Like, he kept missing, and, like, I don't know if it was timing. I don't know what it was, but he wasn't making it,
It was, like, after that second miss, dude, but I thought he had it back together when he hit the extra point on the touchdown.
Oh, please.
Which I was like shocked because I thought he was going to miss that too.
Oh, come on.
To be honest.
You have to have a little faith in that. But
nah, dude, because it's like, well, he missed earlier from 35, which is now the new
an extra point is something you can at least practice because you know where that's going to be. But, when it's on the, 26-yard line on the, like, left hash mark, you're not always doing that exact kick, But, like, you're doing the extra point kick pretty often, I'm sure, because you can usually line up and know where you like to kick it from and just do that on a regular basis. But the other ones, the ball's moving throughout the field. So, you got to give and take a little bit with that. But, yeah, anything within 40, you should be making
be automatic, man.
Anything 40 and under as a professional.
Automatic.
40 to 50. Got to depend on the conditions.
You should still be at like 85, 90%.
Right, but it depends on the conditions, man. If it's wet,
I'll give you 10% for the conditions, man.
Yeah, like you never know what's going on. 50, hey, I'm happy you made it.
That's a 50-50, man.
If you hit one from 60, I'm kissing you on the mouth because we just won the Super Bowl. But,
Yeah.
but like, it's absurd, dude, that he wasn't making those. And I guess it's the reason why he got cut from the Chiefs. Now
he got cut immediately. I felt like the last time though was like Vrabel saying, "Hey kid, if you make this, we may not fire you." Like we have an opportunity, but no.
Why are you putting your team in that situation? You should be putting your team in a
He
situation.
should. I totally agree with you. That was a horrible decision.
You should be like, all right, well, this isn't working.
We gotta go 4 down.
Figure out something else to work, and I'll put this on the shoulders of Marcus. And I really just don't think they put enough on the shoulders of Marcus, if we're going to be honest with you, dude, because he's the team, dude. He is the team.
Yeah, man.
He's the leader, man. And I feel like they keep going away from him in crucial moments when it should be all him.
It should be. Like, we should be running more 2-minute offenses. The O-line is absolute garbage. I mean, I think we got
is getting hit with penalties every time he moves. It's not easy to do. That's hard.
And Roger Stafford, I hope he gets it together, because that may be the biggest free signing agent bust of the offseason. Because, I mean, I was kind of curious by the Rams, because you know how important the offensive line is. So if he was that good from a Super Bowl team, would they not want him to, be there? And they were making a great effort to like keep him, but they kind of just willy-nilly like let him go. And I was like kind of suspect of that, but I was like, whatever. Gotta trust the team. So that just, I think Marcus has been hit like close to 50 times now. Some shit. It's crazy.
I feel like he still holds the ball too long. But that's me personally. I don't think he's getting it out fast enough. I don't know if that's not trusting his wide receivers.
Well, we ain't got no time to even let the route develop.
I don't know, dude. I was watching, because I mean, this time I was legitimately like watching his pocket protection, and he had time, dude. He just
and the time he did have, he was
making the right decisions with the time he's alive.
But the Falcons game, when he was allowed time, he was making it, dude. It's just,
okay, he was allowed time with a weak ass secondary.
It don't
But this time he's allowed time, but the secondary was stronger, because I mean the Bills have a stout secondary. He just couldn't figure out where to go, and that's a problem there, dude. Because I feel like him getting hit was a lot of coverage hits. And that's on him. He's got to either figure out how to get that ball to somebody faster, or he needs to start moving his butt down the field, which he did a couple of times. But he needs to figure out how to get himself in better positions. Either he has to make more of a threat of a run, so he keeps somebody spy on him. But, I mean, he's got to figure out a way to get the ball to these receivers, because Brown's pretty good, man. And he's pretty good after the ball is in his hands. And so they need to figure out a way to get him the ball on the line or near the line and let him go up the field from there.
I feel like he does hold it, but he doesn't want to turn the ball over either. So
that's also
he went
problem.
13 of 22 on 183 yards with that defense, man. And a lot of that too was a lot of drop balls.
Don't give me with that defense. Okay,
dude, that defense is good, man. I'm just saying.
I didn't say that they weren't, but I'm saying
they would actually.
And he had to prepare for this. He had time to prepare, figure out what to do.
Yeah, man. But like I said, man, it's every week I feel this game, dude. They always play us hard, man.
Extra days to prepare.
And look at how many drop passes it was, man. He's hitting the people, man. Adam Humphries had a crucial third down play.
I thought that was going to be your guy, man. I thought you were all about that Humphries noise.
I know, dude. I was, dude. And
he's like your next man. You know who he is? He's like your new one of him.
Dude, Edelman? Yeah.
No, it's not Edelman. You wish you had Edelman come running through there.
Dude. Well, now, like, here's the thing.
Eric Decker, dude.
Yeah. Oh my God, Eric Decker. I hate that.
Your new version of it.
Oh, dude,
I should have tried to get Cole Beasley. He's the better version of that.
It hit him in the hand. Oh yeah, Cole Beasley is a better version.
He is. He's the better version of that kind of player.
Hopefully, dude. Hopefully, he gets together. I don't know. There's a play that I felt like Corey Davis should have made.
Oh, I'm not even talking about him anymore, because he's a waste of wide receiver.
You're just upset because you took him for some strange reason. I was like, why you take him?
I dropped him after week 1. Like, he hadn't been in my roster.
Still, why you even take him, man? I didn't have no faith in him, man.
No one should have faith in him. No. I only picked him up just in case he decided to have a good year.
I mean, AJ's already shown more promise within the first 4 games than Corey Davis has shown in 4 years. He may be a bust, dude.
I mean, Corey Davis went up for one amongst 2 people, And the way that he jumped up, dude, it like looked like T.O. But as bad as his hands were to where the ball was, I mean, I was like, is he like partially blind? Like, I mean, he was not even close to catching this ball. Like, he just like flared about wildly in the air to like make it look like he was making a play on it.
Dude, exactly. It's like, dude, you touched it. You're over the guy. You look like you could touch it. It's like right there. And you're strong enough to come down with that to where you're landing in the end zone.
But he's just like making an attempt. Like, it doesn't look like he's making an attempt to actually catch it.
No.
He just looks like he's like trying to show good faith that he could possibly get it done. I'm like, well, what the hell is that?
What's that, dude?
That doesn't mean anything. Almost doesn't count in football, and it never has. But
I mean,
anyway.
it's nuts, dude. It's just like with those 4 field goals, I knew it was going to be a defensive game. I knew it was, and I just felt like it's just we're consistently inconsistent. Next week we'll go into Broncos and blow them away, dude.
Bad as far as it came to like moving down the field successfully.
We are consistently inconsistent to where 1 week we'll have a great week, the next week we just blow it.
No, but you are who you are. Dude,
that's it. That's exactly who we are.
You can't beat a good secondary.
Dude, because we can't be mature enough to handle a fucking win, man. I think that's what it comes down to.
You're not mature enough to change.
And that's coaching,
and adapt.
Man.
You're not
That's
mature.
Coaching, dude.
Well, dude, I'm sorry your coaching is bad and they won't adapt to what they're about to see. But there's no reason for you to just look like you know what to do against a weak-ass secondary and then look like you have absolutely no idea how to move down the field against a strong secondary. There's still men. There's still people. You just have to come up with better schemes to get the ball down the field. They just refuse to. Now, with that being
but I'm just saying, man, it's look, dude, look at our record, dude. We'll go in and blow the hell out of the Broncos and then lay it against the Chargers, dude.
Here's the thing,
this is what we do.
I don't think the Broncos are as bad as you think.
Dude. Look at what we did against the Patriots.
I don't think the Broncos are as bad as you think. You're not blowing up the Broncos. If you beat the Broncos, you beat them.
Dude, we are. We're beating them, dude.
Blowing out the Broncos.
Dude, we are. Watch it, dude. I'm serious. That's why we are a roller coaster.
Well, here's the thing, dude.
We go down. We look like we have it together, and then the next week we just totally look like we don't even know how to play football no more.
No, but here's why.
That's the torture of it, man.
But here's why you won't scorch the Broncos. They have a good secondary. So this means Henry's going to have to get it done. Yes, it does. Had to bring some order back in this nonsense. But you're not the only one who's had loss.
Mahomes might be hurt, dude.
Yeah, that's even more loss because we don't have a team beyond him. So
why is that? Whose fault is that?
Why is that?
Andy Reid's.
Of course, it's Andy Reid's fault.
Thank you. Nobody's blaming Andy Reid, dude. Andy Reid gets some kind of like magical, invisible cloth when it comes to the media. Nobody ever says it's his fault.
Well, I mean, look, what else are we supposed to do with this situation now? We've got this kid that we're going to have to start paying out the ass here soon. He got hurt because, he got twisted up one time and then another time a lineman stepped on him. And, I mean, he was having a rough night. These things happen, whatever, but he needs to have some better footwork, figure some things out. I don't know, maybe not stand up so straight in the pocket. He usually rolls out, but he was a little injured. I guess he was ginger. So he was like, he was taking some hits, unnecessary hits, and the Colts were getting to him. Now, again, that's no excuse.
No excuse, man.
He should have beaten this team.
Well, at least he didn't get hit 20 times a game, though. Thank God.
Well, I mean, I guess that's one good thing in all of the situation there. But surprisingly, the defense did okay-ish. Again, this was against, Jacoby. What are we calling him? Brisket? Is that
I'm sorry, I mispronounce people's names all the time. Brisket? Yes, yeah. I thought that's what they said his name was, man. Well, hi.
That's all right. Jacoby Brissett. But either way, dude, old Brisket did good enough, man. And I guess I got to give it up to him for that.
And what people act like he's a guy, like he's just a backup. I hear that crap all the time, dude. Like before the Titans game, people are like, he's just a backup. It's like, no, dude. He's a legitimately good quarterback, dude.
You notice how they're saying it to like he's just a backup when it's Jacoby Brissett. It's just a backup when it's Bridgewater. But when
Yeah,
it's,
dude.
but when it's Minshew, they're like, oh, look at this young phenom.
Yeah.
This is a completely different story, man.
It is, dude.
Completely different
Wow.
story.
And what is the common factor in between Bridgewater and Jacoby and yeah, dude, exactly. It's like you can't argue that. Oh, but the mustache man's coming when he played the Titans on a weak ass schedule, and like we don't have fucking any footage of the guys. You can do whatever the fuck you want, and then now he's doing commercials with what's his name for that crappy movie. You're right, but Bridgewater, he's just doing okay to hold this team together.
Yeah, he's holding it together until Drew Brees gets back.
Yes, dude.
Until the white man returns, then everything will be okay.
Oh, dude.
Again, like they were real easy with the transition for Eli Manning with Daniel Dimes. Is that what they're calling him? Danny Dimes? I forgot what the hell they're calling him.
Yeah, a day Dimes, I believe. Yes,
something like that.
One good week, man.
Oh, against what, the Redskins? I mean, come on, that ain't even a good week if you ask me.
Dude, I wish we played the Redskins and the Dolphins, dude. God, some easy wins right there. Man.
I mean, please.
That's some confidence boosters, man.
Well, I'm sure they are, and they get to play each other this week. Somebody's got to win, or maybe they don't. Dude, who knows? Who knows? We'll see.
Even the Raiders look decent, and I'm surprised at that, dude.
Well, you know what? Gruden's finally getting his guys in there, and he's got some maulers who don't take no guff, and he's getting Carson time, and I think that's what's helping that team. But either way, again, my team lost. I don't think they're going to lose too many more. But that's what we're going to be talking about when we return from the break, everybody. So you are listening to the Ricky Williams Trilogy. Again, we're down the Moose. The Moose has sent us his picks as well as the Penny's picks. So we'll be talking about those picks as well as our picks when we return.
And welcome back. This week in the news, which is going to be short because we're not prepared for it because Seamus does that crap. Braves lose. Braves lose.
The Moose.
The Moose.
Oh, all right. Well, there we go. But anyway.
Yeah, Braves lose. So it's official, man. Maybe next year, right?
It is, yeah, maybe next year, but definitely not this year. Dodgers have just gotten underway with the Nationals. It's still 0-0, so that's not a lot of news there. But either way, it's time for us to make some news. It's time for us to make those picks.
So before that, though, man, your Chiefs, man. Andy Reid's the problem. Andy Reid's the problem. Dude.
There was no need for that.
Andy Reid's the problem. And until we go to Super Bowl together, that man needs to be let go.
There was no need for that comment. All right, everybody, it's now time for us to...
Don't waste Mahomes. Don't waste Mahomes.
Oh, whatever, dude. We'll still never win a Super Bowl.
Dude. No, you do, man, because it's been...
Dude, we're not winning a Super Bowl in my lifetime. Just kind of like the Dodgers probably won't win a World Series in my life.
Oh, dude. Do they not win a lifetime in 89, right?
Or 88?
88. We were alive.
Excuse me. I guess they won't win again in my lifetime. They'll win before I understand what it means to win a World Series.
That's right.
I just know that somebody said they were champions, and I could vaguely remember Tommy Lasorda and everybody being like how great a man he was. But other than that, dude, I was all about Vin Scully and him, talking to me about baseball and like, everybody's favorite dog growing up. Like he knew a lot about these baseball players. He was like, and his favorite dog, Skippy, would always meet him at the bus stop promptly at 2 a.m. And that's a double right there. Out into left center field.
God bless Vince Scully. But last week,
he's still with us, man. Man's almost 92.
Did you figure out since the Moose not with us, we're kind of like doing this by the seat of our pants. But he sent to us. Do you know your record last week? I think I did awful.
Oh wow, yeah. That's right, man.
I got a pitch. Did the Packers play the Eagles last week?
No, they played the Cowboys. They played the Cowboys this past week.
And that was on Thursday. What was it? That was a Thursday game, wasn't it?
No, it was not.
No, never mind. You're right. You're right. So.
Yeah, pull up the photo, I guess, of last week's picks.
Well, he sent us the wrong photo. He sent us
the picks for this next week.
The week before last, when the Titans played the Falcons, that was it. So thanks, Moose. So we don't know our record for last week. But
well, here's the thing. I know I picked the Niners.
What do you think you did, man? Yeah,
I don't think I did. I don't think I did amazing because I'm pretty sure. I know I picked the Texans, and I don't remember if I picked the Panthers or the Jaguars. I might have picked the Jaguars. I know I picked the Patriots. I mean, that's
the Cardinals win, didn't they?
The Cardinals did win. They beat the Bengals.
I got them. Yes.
That was a close one, dude, man. I picked the Bengals. I thought that was the only victory they were going to get, and they tried, man. They lost 26-23. I think you might have been the only one who picked the Raiders.
I think I still went maybe 7-9. If that's, I don't feel too good about last week, but we'll get a whole thing. How do you think you went? You think you went what?
I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I probably went 7 and 9 with you there. I don't think I have more than 7, maybe 8 right.
Maybe
so,
8.
Yeah,
maybe.
So things weren't great for me.
It was a tough week, man. But moving on. So this week I will take over. Our first game is, we don't even need to talk about this, do we? Thursday night, Pats, Giants.
Well, I mean, not into any great detail besides saying that, I believe that the Patriots are going to win that game. And
but the spread's 17.
I mean, I don't know if they're going to cover the spread though, because they've kind of been slowing down.
But 17 in the NFL, that's just ridiculous, dude.
There were some spreads worse than that earlier this year with the Dolphins, and I think the Redskins too. But
I wish we played the Redskins twice and the Dolphins twice.
All right. Well, maybe you finally get some victories.
Hey, man, those are confidence boosters, man. That's what you need. Who
did you get?
Oh, Patriots all the way.
All right. Well, the Moose.
Of course, we know the Moose.
The Moose picked the Patriots, obviously, but the Penny went Giants this week. So that just wanted the people at home to know what these picks are looking like. So next we've got on the list the Panthers at the Buccaneers. Panthers are coming off yet another victory, but this time they're going over to the Bucks. They've actually been doing pretty good as of late themselves. So,
well, like with Mariota, Winston wants to get paid too. So, we got to show up.
So you're going Bucks on that?
I think, man, I like Carolina, but I just think the Bucks, they're in the rhythm right now. I think at home, I like them at home.
Yeah, I'm going to go Panthers on this one, though. I'm not going to lie with you on that. I think the Panthers are looking strong right now without Cam Newton. It almost seems like Cam was the problem because they're actually scoring a lot, and the defense seems re-energized, at least energized enough to keep them in the game. So I'm going with the Panthers. Looks like the Moose also went with the Panthers, but you're on the side with the Penny because the Penny went with the Buccaneers.
Ooh, how about this, man? This is going to be the game of the week. Redskins versus Dolphins.
All right, so you went right with the Toilet Bowl, the worst game probably in recent memory. We have a team that has not won thus far in the Redskins versus another team that has not won, the Dolphins. Now, the Redskins have gone out of their way to fire their head coach, so things aren't looking great for them. But the Dolphins still have their head coach, and they don't want to play for him. So I think I will go with the Redskins just because there has been a regime change, and that's how things usually work out. They're going to want to show that this new scheme works. Haskins is going to want to feel like he can do something out there. And I think this will be their first victory of the season.
Exactly. I go Redskins.
All right.
But the Penny says Dolphins.
And so the Moose goes with the Redskins as well. So still no sweeps, no clean sweeps as of yet. Got an interesting one here with the Eagles at the Vikings. Eagles.
Dude.
Okay. The Vikings also doing okay. Now, which of these okay teams is going to get it done?
Are you serious? Kirk Cousins is not okay.
I said the teams are doing okay. I didn't say anything about quarterbacks. Both quarterbacks, as far as I'm concerned, are trash.
Which
Not
Carson Wentz, he's a little bit less.
Oh,
so I gotta go with
he's
him.
a little less garbage.
A little
Great.
less.
Well,
I go Carson and Eagles, man.
Well, man, I'm going to probably go with you with that. I got to go Eagles as well. Even though the Vikings are at home, it just doesn't feel like they own their own home anyway. The Penny went with the Vikings, and also the Moose went with the Vikings too. So,
well, Moose likes his quarterbacks like that. So,
well, he does like Kirk Cousins, I guess. We also now have a game with my team.
I need you guys to win this game.
All right,
okay.
The Texans are at the Chiefs. Chiefs just lost recently at home at Arrowhead, but it was a primetime game. Andy Reid usually loses primetime games.
He doesn't like the bright lights, man.
He doesn't, man. You know, they interview him more. They actually care about him, and he gets all scared and feels like he has to, you know, be like some crazy guru on that, you know, night. I mean, I think the only primetime game that I can think of in recent memory that he actually won was that one against the Patriots where, like, they just went off on them, but then the Patriots beat them later in the postseason pretty bad. So it's just like Belichick was just trying to figure out what you wanted to do, Andy Reid, and you gave it to him. But
and I wouldn't put it past Belichick to take a dive every now and then.
Oh, of course, dude. And, I mean, like, that was just to see what they wanted to do.
For the long con, of course.
Oh, he long conned him. Now, I will go with my Chiefs because how could I not? They just lost. I hope they can get it together. I hope Patrick's healthy. So.
I'm going Chiefs too. I think last week was just a little hiccup. I think you're going to have a hiccup when we play you again, but nah. Texans at Arrowhead. Is this an afternoon game?
Well, it's one of the early games, I think.
Ooh, yeah. I like Arrowhead, man. They're going to be drunk and loud and pissed off after that loss. I really like the Chiefs in this one.
All right, so then the Chiefs are picked also by the Moose, but the Penny has the Texans. And if I'm going to be honest with you, Penny didn't make a bad pick that time. But next we've got the Saints and the Jaguars. Now the Saints running around with a backup quarterback that nobody likes.
Because
he might be a little darker than the other backup quarterback on the other side with the Jags. But I still like the Saints. I think they're doing good stuff. I'm going Saints in this game.
Yeah. As Keyshawn Johnson says, my number one pick of the week, my power rankings is the Saints, because my nephew is going to light it up against the Jags.
Yes, nepotism is strong with Keyshawn Johnson. Now, the Penny also went with the Saints, and so did the Moose. So that's the first and only thus far clean sweep.
See, nobody believes in the Jags, man. Nobody.
Well, not against the Saints. Now we've got another game coming up with Seahawks at Cleveland. The Seahawks are not known for being a great road team, but they are going to the Cleveland Browns, who aren't a good team in general.
Last night? Monday night?
A couple of nights ago, they did get scorched by the 49ers. I did believe the 49ers would win, but Baker did not look like he had any business being a starting quarterback. They were having to run trick plays just to kind of move the ball down the field.
You know why? They figured him out, dude. They got to, man. It's like you make him hold that ball on longer. He tries to do too much, and, man, it was Nick Bosa took it personally with the Ohio State flag. That was funny. So I just think now that we're seeing the Browns' true colors, I think this is going to be I know the Seahawks are traveling to Cleveland, but still, I just know Russell, man. Russell's just going to have a good day.
All right. Well, here's where I'm going to think that the game of football is rigged. So I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns.
So you're going to say Vince McMahon is pulling the strings, huh?
Yeah, I think this is a Vince McMahon move right here because this is the perfect setup for the Cleveland Browns to look relevant again. If they somehow catch the Seahawks off guard, which is not a bad team to catch off guard because, again, they don't travel well, especially when they go to the other side of the country. And this game is not as important to them. They just came off a very tough victory against the Rams. Now, they had a little extra time off to heal up, but I think they'll play down to their opponents like they always do. And this is going to be the time where they can figure out just enough to get the defense ready for Russell, because he doesn't have a lot of help, if we're going to be honest with you.
Russell is the team.
Right. So if they can eliminate the help, they can maybe keep it close enough. So I think they can maybe get it done. I think this might be another sneaky victory for them to be in the talk still for the playoffs.
I think
the penny goes with the Browns, but the Moose has the Seahawks.
But the Moose has given up on the Browns. It's official.
I know he did. He doesn't care about the Baker Mayfield train anymore.
He don't care about the Baker hype, like I told him. We were right. He was wrong. Next game is going to be a good game for Lamar Jackson to practice his new offense against the Bungles. Who do you got in that one, man?
Well, I have the Ravens. I mean, come on, dude. The Bengals aren't going to win any more games this year. They had their one chance against the Cardinals, and they still blew it. So they might as well pack up and go home.
Another QB that has stayed too long, but Mariota won't, is Palmer. We knew when Palmer got paid. He was like
Palmer?
one of those.
You mean
Carson Palmer, man? No, not Palmer. My bad.
Andy Dalton?
Andy Dalton, dude. I am so high. I apologize.
It's so long since Palmer's been
I am so outside.
That's a good quarterback. How dare you badmouth Carson?
I love Carson. I know,
that
dude.
man had beautiful spirals.
Dude,
you shut your mouth.
He was a prototype quarterback, dude. But
he was great.
Another quarterback that stayed too long, Andy Dalton.
I don't know why they ever thought he was the real
dude. He was the first guy to get paid too, like quite a bit of money. Didn't pan out though.
No.
So in this game, like you said, Bengals ain't gonna do nothing. Ravens win. The penny has the Ravens. So that's a clean sweep?
In the Moose, yeah, clean sweep. Now, this one's an interesting one here because we got the 49ers at the Rams. 49ers are undefeated. Going into the Rams Coliseum, Rams right now lost 2 in a row. Could be 3 in a row if they drop this one as well. Now, I have been calling the Niners victories from pretty much the beginning. I've believed in this team, but other people did not. I remember earlier the Moose talking trash to me when I picked the Niners one time to win, scoffing at me as if I was an ignorant buffoon. Now this week, the Moose has picked the 49ers to win. And this time I should scoff at him for being an ignorant buffoon because, good grief, this is the one time they actually have a challenge by going to see the Rams, and you think they're that good? I mean, come on, dude. Beating the Browns ain't beating anybody, really. And they also beat them at home. But I think the Rams are going to be prepared for this one because they can't lose 3 in a row. And this will also prove that the game of football is rigged, so I'm going with the Rams.
As we know, with my Titans, with small market team, I feel like it's rigged though sometimes, like really. I don't want to say it is, but I feel like I'm a huge fan of wrestling, and I like your theory about this, dude. I really do, because really, the Rams, 49ers, it's rigged, dude. I wanted to get to the 49ers so they can talk about how hyped up they are, great they are this week. They beat the NFC defending champions, and they're going to build up Jimmy G and Sherman. There's going to be the Stone Cold, yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to get the 49ers involved because of that old school NFL team that needs to be talked
about. You're going to go with the Niners, huh? All right.
You're right. This is rigged, man. I feel like it's
all right, dude. I mean, I think it's rigged because I'm going with the Rams, man. I feel like they're just going to stop their storybook story right there, man. It's like it just makes more sense, dude.
Todd Gurley is uncertain for Sunday with
a thigh contusion. Ooh, well, with that knowledge, I'm going Niners, baby.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm still going Rams. I still think the Rams are going to pull out this one here because I don't think Sean McVay has lost 3 in a row yet, and I think he'll stop the bleeding here with the Niners.
Well, the next game is the Bird Bowl of this week. The Falcons at the Cardinals.
Well, you know what? As bad as the Falcons are, I still don't think the Cardinals are that good.
Well, no, the Cardinals ain't that good. What are you talking about?
Right? Well, I know. So I'm going to go with the Falcons on this one.
Yeah, I mean, they got their one win, dude.
These are 2 bad teams.
They got
but I
the
don't
one
think
win
the
last
Cardinals are good enough to beat this bad team
No.
just because Julio. I mean, now again, Matt Ryan is not hitting Julio like he should. And he's also not hitting Ridley either. I mean, he's literally got Ridley, Sanu, and he's got Julio Jones, and he can't hit none of these people. And it's pathetic.
Oh.
But I'm going to go with the Falcons.
I'm gonna go with. Well, I'm gonna go with the Falcons too. For some strange reason, the Moose has the Cardinals and the Penny has the Cardinals. So yeah, I just was the Cardinals. I told them last week, man, that was the one game they're gonna win. So that was it. You get at least one, like Spider-Man says. The next game is the.
Oh, wait. You forgot to mention that the Penny and the Moose had the Cardinals.
I did, didn't I? My bad. Cardinals, they believe in Kyler Murray. I don't.
All right. Cowboys at the Jets.
Jets.
Well, I think this will be another clean sweep because the Moose and the Penny have the Cowboys, and I'm going to go Cowboys as well.
I gotta go Jerry's boys, baby.
Right, you know they've been bleeding recently out. You know they've been taking some losses, but I think this is where they're going to turn things around and strike back. Next, we've got a game that's close to your heart, and we got the Titans at the Broncos. And
can't go against my team, Titans.
Of course, but the Moose picked the Titans.
See, and that's what I hate. See, so I think I'm going to lose, dude.
So I'm going to go with the Broncos because he cursed you.
And
I got to get this right.
Dude.
Yeah, he
jinxed that Tom Brady voodoo magic he does.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, dude.
So I'm going with Broncos because I need that victory.
He just crapped on my weekend, didn't he?
I'm sorry, dude. I guess your team's going 2-4.
I don't know what to do if we do that.
The Penny has the Broncos.
I hope we don't, but I'm afraid.
Well, you should be.
Moving on.
Because anytime the Moose
at least it's an afternoon game. At least it's an afternoon game. So you get some stuff done productively and maybe catch another game before it. So, you know.
Well, of course you're going to catch a game before it.
Well, you know, I mean, I got to get things done, you know.
Watch the Chiefs game. Get it together.
Got to get it together, man.
All right. Now, there's also one more game on Sunday. It is the Steelers at the Chargers. Now, normally this would be a pretty interesting game. But both teams hardly have anybody by name that anyone would recognize. The Chargers, full of injuries. The Steelers are missing a couple of guys and also have some injuries as well. Literally, this is the no-name bowl. But I guess we got to name a victor. And right now, I'm going to name the victor as the Steelers. Still think the Chargers are about to just crap the bed this year. I see the writing on the wall, and I really think that it's going to happen right now. And that's sad. That's really sad because the Steelers are going to fill up StubHub Stadium, and they're not going to have their own home at home on a primetime game.
Well,
and that's going to affect them.
And primetime. We can't get on primetime, but we don't deserve it. But,
no, you not with the way you're playing this year.
Hey, you know, hey man, we'll get there. We'll get back to 500.
Good Lord.
Steelers.
I mean, you still have some time.
I'm going to be positive. We got time. The Steelers, though, do not. I think this is a good year for them to kind of figure out if they got somebody with a quarterback. I think that Tomlin needs to just kind of figure out, say, you know what, this year's going to be a bust, but let's go ahead and try to get to 8-8, which I believe he can. But I don't know, man. The Chargers, I'll go Steelers, yeah. I gotta go Steelers. There's something about that, like just the Steelers
well, look,
playing
I'm just saying the Chargers don't own their own home. The Steelers are going to fill up that stadium.
Well.
They travel well. These Steelers fans are everywhere, and they'll fill up stuff.
Especially in California, yeah. So,
yeah, they smell blood in the water because the Chargers aren't looking that great right now, and they could probably steal this victory, and Tomlin can keep his job. Now, finally, we've got the best Monday night game we've probably had thus far this year.
Even though Steve Young came out and said he's pretty disappointed. Like
with what?
Did you not hear the interview with Steve Young? Pretty much.
He said he's disappointed with Monday Night Football.
The whole schedule of this is pretty much crap.
Oh yeah, it has been. It's been crap. We discussed how bad it was like weeks ago. We're like, these matchups are horrendous. But finally, we've got something worth telling your mama about. We've got the Lions at the Packers, folks. A rivalry that hasn't been worth a squirrel's fart in a long time. but right now might be rekindled. I don't know who's going to win this game because the Lions have been hella squirrely, staying in every game they've been in, win, lose, or draw. It comes down to the very, very end. Now, there's also the Packers, who, if they start getting all upset with each other, could fall apart in front of our eyes. Now, they've been doing well. They've been keeping everything amicable as of now, but things could happen. I'm going to go with the Packers just because I trust Aaron Rodgers more than I trust Matthew Stafford, who has been playing out of his mind this year. But it's still Aaron Rodgers.
It's still whatever, man. It's still Aaron Rodgers. It's still Lambeau Field. It's Monday Night Football. Matt LaFleur. Apparently things are going good with the newlyweds. So, and it's the Lions, man. I gotta go Packers.
All right. Well,
Hey, at least I'm not a Lions fan.
I'm not saying you have to be a fan of the Lions. I'm just saying, like, who do you think is going to win?
Oh, no, I'm
Penny
saying,
also
I feel bad for them, man.
Yeah, well, hey, it's a clean sweep, man. Packers, the Cheeseheads are expected to win on Monday night. I sure hope Devontae Adams is available because I'll need him in one of my fantasy leagues. All right, well,
Speaking of fantasy, it's not been too good either.
No, mine's been atrocious. But all you got to do is make the playoffs. You have to be one of the top 6 teams.
I'm a little worried about making the playoffs right now, John.
Dude, it's a 10-team league.
I know, dude. I'm still scared.
There's still weeks, man. People get injured. Shit happens, man.
I know, man. I'm just saying. I'm just caught a few bad breaks when I go against guys that just decide to show up and run for 3 touchdowns and 300 yards, man, like back-to-back weeks, man.
Well, have you noticed that, though, dude? Like, it feels like certain players will have just a monster week, and then they're cold, and then some other random player on that team has a monster week. And it's like, are you just passing the torch around?
Just yeah. But well, speaking of some good news, I got the 34 award of the week, and then the puppy dog of the week.
All right.
Puppy dog goes to Richard Sherman for making up the whole crap about the handshake.
Oh, yeah, dude. How you going to lie on that poor boy after you kicked his ass?
How you going to lie on it, dude?
That's unnecessary. That's unnecessary.
Sherman, man. You got a Super Bowl ring. You don't need to be proving nothing to nobody.
Well, but he also whipped that boy's ass. Like,
yeah,
30-3, and then you going to be like, oh, he wouldn't touch my hand. That's like, oh, that's – and he did?
Just disrespect. He did. And my 34 of the award of the week goes to Richard Sherman for admitting his mistake.
There you
most
go,
people would not have admitted it and said – it actually said, I'm going to call him on the phone, which I respect you, Sherman. It does show you how old school you are. You ain't going to do no Instagram messages and bullshit. You're going to call him up and say, hey, Baker, you still suck. I kicked your ass, but I made up that shit. So,
right, I mean, he at least he go man up and say that he was lying. So I appreciate.
He was lying, yes. So, on that note, tell us your pod. Well, also tell us about your other podcasts that you're doing, buddy.
Oh man, well there's all kinds of things you can find. There's Double Overtime. Should be coming back here after I come off tour, from what I understand. I'm going on tour with my co-host of IMD Weed, another one of my podcasts where, we get high, we watch movies. Now, also, catch me on Money Mouth,
everybody. There's a puff system, too, right?
Well, there's a puff system, yes. We rate things on puff scales. But you can also find me on my other podcast with the Duke, Money Mouth, where we talk about some sports gambling. We are in the positives right now. We are making money. So if you're one of the 6 people who listens to that podcast and you overlap and listen to this one too, congratulations on the cash that you're making, and hopefully you'll be making a little more this upcoming weekend with the picks we've made. Also, check out the Ricky Williams Trilogy. We are located on all different forms of social media. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter. And, of course, you can find us on Facebook. You can find us also through Fumblerooski Sports as well. And check us out on YouTube. Then also, just check out our damn website in general. You can find us at Fumblerooski Sports and then find the Ricky Williams Trilogy. I think that's basically everywhere you can find us, right, dude?
Yes, there's going to be a Twitter account for Money Mouth coming up. I'll have my own Twitter account too. Instagram, we're going to be all over it. Pump our shows out. Soon we will be kicking This more content's coming. Grow with us. We got 2 good solid shows right now, and we're still waiting on the moves for Patriot Pat, but we have faith he'll come through. Not like he came through tonight though, but
yeah, well,
maybe
some
next
people
time.
have tough days,
Tough days, man. Tough days. We all have tough days. No bad days, though, like Belichick says.
Sometimes you just take a shot and continue through. That's what I say.
And dude, like I said, it's a tough week. Like I say, for my Titans and your Colts, it always sucks
My
too.
Colts.
Oh, Colts, my bad.
My Chiefs, man.
Chiefs.
Screw those Colts.
I know.
At least they gave them a
I hate
wake-up
the
call.
Colts.
They
You know
probably
what,
needed the wake-up call.
Yeah, well, I hope that this is a wake-up call too, because that week after the loss just sucks. So I hope your team is winning. We know the Pats will probably go undefeated. Oh, yes, let's jinx it now. They're going undefeated.
Oh,
Whoa! To lose the Super Bowl. To
Oh.
who?
Well,
Josh
this just in. Max Muncy hit a 2-run home run. Dodgers are up 2-0 on the Nationals early in the game. So things are looking good right now for the Dodgers. Hopefully they'll be seeing the Cardinals in the next round, a team that usually kicks their ass. So not excited about that. But you know
Not
what?
excited at all, man. But you know what? Hey, go Dodgers, because I want
Yes,
to go
sir.
to the World Series, because if you get tickets. So, yes,
All right.
I'll fly
You haven't
down
been the
for it.
last 2 times they've been. This
Yeah,
time,
but look, dude. Look, I
you want to come when it's the
time
Yankees? Probably going to be the hardest damn ticket to get.
Third time is the charm. But I know my
Yeah.
boy Johnny B. Easy could pull it off. So.
Yeah, when it's the Yankees, man, that's when you want to come down. All
Where's
right.
the Yankees?
All right.
Yankees.
Well, folks, thanks for listening to the Ricky Williams Trilogy. And as always, go Chiefs.
Boo the Patriots and go Titans.
Yeah, I don't even want to mention the damn Patriots.